My name is Duddits, I do builds and stuff, and today I've got Invis Hunter build that will see you through the hardest activity in the game. It's an insane build, but it's not one of these where you're going to see me running around smashing things to bits. It's an insane build because the amount of invisibility that you're going to get, it's absolutely crazy. You are literally going to be walking around like the invisible man. The enemies won't know you're there, and I've used this in the 3 hardest GMs of the season in my opinion. The Moon, Battleground, Psyops 1, Light Blade, and I've also run this in Corrupted, and I've cleared them with relative ease. And like I said, you could just skip amongst these enemies, they don't know you're there, and it's a super strong build, really underrated, so stay tuned, I'm going to break it all down. The whole build is based around Graviton Forfeit, underused a little bit in my opinion, increases the duration of any invisibility effects. While you are invisible, your melee recharges faster, your weapon reload faster, and your recovery is greatly increased. When you're invisible, you get really fast melee recharge rate for your smoke, and it gives you 100 recovery. It is super strong. What I want to do is break down these invisibility effects on the Hunter Void subclass. The dodge is giving us 5 or 6 seconds depending on which way you look at it, 6 seconds of invisibility, and the smoke is giving us 7 seconds of invisibility. So that is just a standard setup. Now what I'm going to do is stick the Graviton Forfeit on. So we had 5 to 6 seconds from the dodge, we're getting now 7 to 8 from the dodge. And then the smoke bomb is also obviously going to increase as well. So just by sticking that on, we're going to get an extra 3 seconds on each of our dodges or our smoke bombs, which is really strong in its own. But this actually stacks with Echo of Persistence. Void buffs applied to you, Invisibility, Overshield and Devour, they have an increased duration. So this is going to go up even further with the Graviton Forfeit helmet on as well. So you'll see here the dodge is giving us 9 or 10 seconds. See, I call that 10 seconds because of the timer runs out on 0. And then also the smoke bomb is again obviously going to increase to 11 to 12 seconds. So it's a massive increase. So if we use our dodge, what the helmet gives us, it's going to give us increased melee recharge rate. So that is going to make our smoke bombs come back even quicker for more invisibility, and it gives us 100 recovery as well. So I just wanted to sort of pick up on them too. So the increased melee recharge rate is really important. If you run 3 of these melee kickstart mods, every time you consume your armor charge, it's going to give you a portion back of your melee. So that stacks perfectly with Graviton Forfeit. You're going to get increased melee recharge rate, and you're going to get a nice kickstart from your 3 melee kickstart mods. Running stacks on the legs is an easy way to make sure you get 2 to 3 stacks of armor charges. Really good mod to run. And then I'm also running better already just to get that health regen on my legs when I pick up an orb, and then increased melee cooldown invigoration on my legs too. These two work perfectly together with stacks on stacks. Stacks on stacks just gives you that extra armor charge for picking up an orb. And on my class item, Reaper mod, every time you dodge, which you're going to do a lot of, your next weapon kill is going to spawn an orb of power. Then I run 2 outreaches, just in case you don't have it, you just get that extra boost from your dodge as well. So it's a really nice little setup. As well as the Reaper mod for creating orbs, just run a Void Siphon mod or whatever weapons you're using, and a Kinetic Siphon mod. That's just another way to buff your melee kickstart with armor charges. But just look at my smoke here, I'm going to consume it. You'll notice I've got my 2 armor charges, and 2 of them is giving us about 35 to 40% of our smoke bomb, and that is your invisibility right there. This is the little loop you're going to see straight off the bat. You're going to get 40% of your smoke bomb back, and it goes up even further when you've got 3 orbs. But you can see there the Graviton Forfeit exotic trait kicking in. That smoke bomb is coming super fast, and you'll see there infinite invis. That's perfect little setup. You've literally got infinite invis, plus you've also got your dodge, so you can literally run around and these enemies do not know you're even there. And this build excels, in my opinion, for mechanical parts in GMs, like where you have to dunk certain moats, or do, like I said, mechanical parts of GMs like this, for example, on the Moon Psyops, where you've got to run around from left to right, picking up all these moats to dunk them. It's absolutely perfect. You can literally run all the way from the left tribute to the right tribute, totally invisible. The enemies don't know you're there. so it's a really strong little setup. And I didn't touch on the invis finisher as well. That is also a really good option to run. The Graviton Forfeit also extends that duration as well, so you've always got that invis finisher. Gambler's Dodge is another one as well. It's a no-brainer to run this one, because every time you dodge near an enemy, it's going to give you a smoke bomb. But the reason why I don't always bank on this is because sometimes you're not always going to be near enemies. But if you can ensure you're going to be near enemies all the time, you don't even have to run your free melee kickstarts. But I like to run them as a backup, because in GMs, you definitely, when you're doing things like this, you don't want to be getting caught short in between and dunking. Perfect for getting your teammates up as well. Really, really nice. You'll see there I dodged just to get my smoke bomb to make my friend invisible as I res him, so he's not going to get wrecked. And again, just to clarify, I have done this in all the hardest GMs of the season in my opinion. Corrupted, Lightblade and the Battleground Moon's Psyops mission was all pretty easy. Once you've got this build going, you are totally safe. Nothing can really hurt you on this. It is an absolutely underrated build in my opinion, and it's such a strong helmet. Now we understand the other side of the invis argument with Omnioculus. Now Omnioculus in my opinion is again really good for invisibility effects, but if you are playing with randoms or LFGs, the reason why I think Graviton Forfeit is slightly better is because it doesn't need much communication. You are the guy, you are the one that's going to like be in charge. With Omnioculus, you really need communication to sort that out. You're going to have to tell your teammates to group up all the time, and in LFG encounters or things like that, if you play with randoms, you're not always going to have the ability to get your teammates close to you all the time to proc the Omnioculus exotic perk. So I think Graviton Forfeit, especially for LFG, Nightfalls, GMs, things like that, is a far better option in my opinion. Now the next part of the video is just an added bonus. These are some seasonal artifact perks, but they are just an added bonus. They don't make or break the build. But if you run Echo of Domineering, which I really like running Suppressor Grenade, because that helps you out with your invis finisher as well. Suppressor Grenades, I absolutely love them. But running Echo of Domineering with a Suppressor Grenade creates Void Breaches whenever you kill a suppressed enemy. So Void Breaches are really good just for that extra bit of class ability energy, whether it's your dodge or your smoke or your grenade. Just really nice. And on top of that, we've got Unto the Breach for this season. Defeating a Void debuff target creates a Void Breach while your subclass is equipped, your Void subclass. Just an added bonus. Then we've also got things like Destabilizing Rounds on weapons. These are really good for creating Void debuff targets as well. So Destabilizing round weapons are a really good fit for this build as well. And on top of that, we've got Protective Breach. Picking up a Void Breach gives you an overshield or refreshes your existing overshield. Fits perfectly with repulsive brace weapons. And then we've also got Supernova. Picking up a Void Breach causes your next source of void damage to create a large weakening pulse. Really good for your teammates and yourself as well. But that's pretty much the video. I just wanted to sort of mention again that these little extra bits, the Void Breaches and the seasonal artifact perks, don't make or break the build. They're just a really nice bonus for this season, and we'll probably see something returning along the way with regards to Void anyway in the next couple of seasons. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Ultimate Invis, Mr. Invisible, absolutely crazy. I will leave everything playing out at the end, and I'll leave a dim link in the video description. Thanks for watching. I hope you get some use out of this one.